Is AppointWise even worth it for your business? Now, in this video, I will show you exactly everything from upsides, downsides, and my personal review on AppointWise. Now, we will also go into the platform and I will kind of show you around. And yeah, I will just give you some of my kind of review and honest thoughts on AppointWise, okay? So before we actually get started, I just want to know that I did use AppointWise for myself for testing purposes before actually going and using it for the client. So I've been using it for about 30 days and this is my honest review. Okay, so we have upsides and downsides and my personal kind of like verdict. Okay, so let's go to the upsides first because obviously, even though the software has some downsides, right? Like just like any software, it also has some really good upsides. So I've used AppointWise specifically to test it out how it would work for local businesses. Okay, so in this case, right, it automates the entire appointment setting process. It replies to leads, qualifies leads. It's extremely great for local businesses, specifically like dentists, specifically like HVAC and businesses like that have a very simple sales process. Okay, so it sends them links, it books calls, it handles rescheduling and cancellations as well. Now, one thing I really like about it is it works with SMS, WhatsApp, email, Messenger, Instagram DMs, and stuff like that, which is really, really great. It has 24/7 response time, which, in this case, it basically gives you no missed leads due to time zones, weekends, or anything like that. This is extremely, really great, like for dentists, for example, and like some other, some other like local businesses, because like most businesses don't work on weekends, and on weekends is the time when a lot of people are active and they're actually wanted to book appointments for the next week. So this is where most dentists are losing money. And this is where I kind of saw really big potential with AppointWise. It basically gives you a lot of different things like that, where they can actually book through the AppointWise will book the customers for example, dentists in this case, okay? So it's very scalable compared to human setters, right? It can handle hundreds or even thousands of leads at once. Tried it out a couple of times and it works basically like a charm. The only thing you need to have is leads, okay? So you need to have leads before you actually, get started. Everything else AppointWise does. So who can really benefit from this? Like, it's great for agencies. I have an agency, so I'm testing this for my agency because it allows unlimited sub accounts for managing multiple clients under one dashboard. Now, one caveat here is it integrates with Go High Level. So you need to have Go High Level and you need to have AppointWise for this to work, because Go High Level, this is where all your calendars and CRM is and workflows and automations, right? So everything is in Go High Level, and then that is being connected to AppointWise. Obviously, good support is something that I found really helpful. They also have onboarding call, which, on the onboarding call, they help you out with pretty much anything and help you out kind of to get to know the platform. So obviously here I kind of extracted this from ChatGPT. So many users said the AppointWise team helps with setup and customization. That is true. They did help me with the setup of my account. I will show you exactly how that works and how it looks like. Now, obviously, this is all good and great, right? But what are the downsides? So here are the downsides, okay? So obviously, it requires lead volume to actually go and to use the AppointWise ecosystem, because you will need to have leads. So if you're working with businesses that don't have leads, this won't really work, okay? You need to generate them leads as well. It's higher cost for small businesses, so usually the monthly pricing plus potentially needing Go High Level can make it expensive for beginners or small agencies. This is something that I did take into consideration. So definitely, like, if you are a small business and if you don't have a lot of funds, don't use AppointWise. However, I would say AppointWise is still really great because like you can incorporate it in most local businesses. However, if you're not like working with a local businesses, if you're a small business, then I wouldn't really recommend it. So obviously you're locked in Go High Level ecosystem. This is one downside, like one very big downside if you don't want to use Go High Level. For me personally, I like Go High Level. Some people, they don't like it, so it works best if you are using Go High Level. Not ideal for those using other CRMs or systems. However, you can always transition, but most people, they don't want to transition just like that, okay? Over automation risk. Now, obviously, some customers prefer human interaction. So in this case, since it's AI, that reduces personal touch. So just keep that in mind. Again, like this is very obvious, but for some people, it's not really obvious, okay? Data and privacy caution, right? So as with any AI appointment tool, make sure that you are handling like sensitive information, especially in these niches right here, healthcare and finance. Make sure you are handling your data with a compliance. So this is kind of like a tricky subject here. You will need to kind of like consult with experts on this. But yeah, if you're working with these type of clients, I wouldn't really recommend AppointWise because I'm not sure they have compliances, but for most local businesses, it will work, okay? So here's kind of my verdict before going into AppointWise. Like if you're an agency like coach, consultant, you have some lead volume, you're already using or willing to use Go High Level, and your bottleneck is getting like these leads to convert, then AppointWise can be a very, very worth it. And it can be a really, really useful tool for your agency directly and indirectly. So directly, because it will book the calls for your agency, and indirectly, it will book calls for your clients, okay? Obviously, the automation plus multi-channel booking flow features are strong, and support does seem good. So I also got the first onboarding. Plus, you have support if we log in here. You have support here as well, so you can always go and you can always get help and pretty much immediately. So if you don't have many leads, or if you're using like different tech stack, if you're not using Go High Level, and if your budget is tight, then you'll want to be more cautious because of the monthly costs, and probably, in this case, AppointWise wouldn't be really great for you. Now, here's some like note for you, from me to you, and some like a key to success. So you still need good quality lead quality, right? Plus, you'll need to invest some time to set it up, to train the flows, to monitor performance, and refine qualification logic. So for this, you need some time, but once you do this, it will pretty much be unbeatable. So again, it's not magic plug, like it's not like a magic plug and play strategy that guarantees results without any effort. So make sure you know this, okay? So obviously, if you want to try it out, we'll leave a link in the description, and you can kind of try out the 14-day free trial. However, I will kind of go here and I will show you around. So what I really like about AppointWise is that you have Copilot. So in this case, you can describe your perfect AI agent, what you want it to do, and it will do just that, okay? It will create an AI agent based on that. One more thing I really like is when you're going here and when you're creating new agent, you can use a template that is already here. So it makes it easy for you to create a templatized AI agent, okay? And in this case, you have like a pre-built template. And in this case, as you can see, you have a pre-built template for like local businesses. Because I said AppointWise is great for local businesses, this is what we're going to be using it for in the future, okay? So legal, therapist, dental clinic, mortgage, solar, HVAC, and you can kind of go and you can select a template and you can start with that template, right? And everything is really simple to adjust, like instructions, conversation, booking, like knowledge. Obviously for booking, you will need to integrate Go High Level, as I said, and then you can select a calendar on which calendar it's going to be booking the calls to. Then obviously you have analytics, like here if we confirm and exit, here you can select strategy, which is essentially your AI agent. And here you can see the analytics. So analytics, pretty good. I haven't yet tried analytics in detail, but they're pretty good. As I can see here, you have everything like total leads, active leads, leads won, response rate, opt-out rate, and stuff like that. Contacts, this is where you enter your contacts, your leads, and this is where you will be able to see, okay, we have 100 leads, this is in progress, this is completed. And you can also test the AI agent, so you don't really have any like excuses for this not to work. So you can start the agent. You can even test AI agent for errors right here. As you can see right now, it says, hey, contact first name, because we haven't integrated Go High Level with it in this case. But we can test AI agents for errors as well. We can run tests here. So that's also one thing that you can do. So this is kind of my AppointWise journey so far. Again, if you want to try it, we have a 14-day free trial. And obviously, these are the upsides, the downsides. I kind of left it all on the table here. Again, what I would kind of say for the last words is, if you're an agency, if you're helping local businesses like dentists, like, businesses that have a very very easy sales process, and sales process that can be automated, like dentists are pretty good, HVAC is pretty good, chiropractors are pretty good as well. Like, they have pretty like straightforward process, because like people that book the calls usually have a pain point, and they just want to solve that pain point. So I guess for local businesses, it's really great. For online business like an agency, it's also really great if you have the budget to allocate towards it. Okay. However, again, since it's AI, you will need to be mindful of some mistakes along the way. I would say, you know, out of like 100% of conversations, 10% of conversations will need human assistance. However, all in all, I would give AppointWise 8 out of 10, just because it can always be better. It's really good, but it can always be better. So that's kind of my verdict. So 8 out of 10 right here. And yeah, if you want to try it, we have a link in the description. And yeah, it's pretty much my review on AppointWise. And we'll see you in the next video.